Why did Olivia de Havilland request everyone in the movie cast to see a psychiatrist? Get the scoop with me, Estee, as we take a deep dive into the film The Dark Mirror. Welcome to Estee at the Movies, for old movie lovers everywhere. Robert Siamak directed The Dark Mirror, a 1946 American film noir psychological thriller starring Olivia de Havilland. Everybody just loves Olivia de Havilland as twins and Lew Ayres as their doctor. Following his conscientious rejection to serve in World War II, Ayres returns to the big screen with this film. At the time, de Havilland was experimenting with method acting and requested that everyone in the cast see a psychiatrist. So would you do that? Let me know in the comments if you would have done Olivia's request. The picture foreshadows Nunnally Johnson's psycho docudrama, The Three Faces of Eve. You know that one? Which he produced and wrote in 1957, so later on. The film's original story, written by Vladimir Posner, was nominated for an Academy Award. Spoiler alert, so we're about to dive right in, so caution, beware, spoilers. One night at his apartment, Dr. Frank Peralta is stabbed to death. Lieutenant Stevenson, the case's detective, rapidly locates two witnesses who identify Peralta's girlfriend, Terry Collins, as a witness. Seems easy enough. Terry, on the other hand, has an unmistakable alibi and multiple witnesses of her own when Stevenson tracks her down and questions her. Terry, you see, has an identical twin sister named Ruth, with whom she shares a job and frequently switches places for, so they can take advantage of that. Because the twins refuse to confirm which of them has the alibi, Stevenson and the district attorney are unable to prosecute the case. When I was young, there were all these twin books for teens, and I just loved it. I mean, I think there's something about twins that just gets your mind going of all the shenanigans that they can do. But this is not a shenanigan, this is murder. So let's get back to the story. Lieutenant Stevenson, unable to accept the perfect crime, seeks assistance from Dr. Scott Elliott. Scott is an expert in twin research, of course, and has been running into the Collins at their shared office on a regular basis, but he has no idea which one is which. Scott asks Terry and Ruth whether he may examine them separately as part of his research as, the study. The twins agree. However, Ruth is concerned that Scott will learn that Terry was there at Peralta's apartment on the night of the murder. Terry, on the other hand, is drawn to Scott and insists on keeping the secret for the purpose of seeing him. Ruth is also consoled by her as she reminds her that she was merely at Peralta's apartment and, of course, did not murder him. Scott realizes Ruth is compassionate and caring through psychological testing and spending time with her, but Terry is bright and psychotic and has been manipulating Ruth for virtually their whole lives. Terry is outraged that others continue to choose Ruth over her. It doesn't seem fair. And is even more enraged when Scott falls in love with Ruth rather than her. You can see where this is going. Terry begins to gaslight Ruth and convincing her that she is hallucinating and growing mad in the intention of driving her to commit suicide. This girl is just not good. Scott informs Stevenson of his discoveries, who recommends him to notify Ruth right away. Scott makes plans to see Ruth at his apartment later that night, but Terry intercepts the message. Terry leaves Ruth alone in their flat and hides a music box to make Ruth feel she's developing the lunacy that is mistakenly thought to invariably affect one of two twins. Terry meets Scott, who tells her all he's discovered about the twins' connection and Terry's deep rivalry with her naive sister, all the while knowing he's talking to Terry and not Ruth. Peralta, who didn't realize they were twins, wooed Terry, but was truly in love with Ruth. And Terry killed him for it, according to Scott. Terry considers stabbing Lieutenant Stevenson in the back with the adjacent scissors when Scott receives a call from him. Stevenson has arrived at the twins' flat on a hunch and claims to have discovered Ruth dead. Terry confesses to Stevenson that her sister killed Peralta and committed herself as a result of her remorse. Terry verifies Scott's psychological test finding, but she claims to be Ruth and expresses relief that Terry is no longer alive. Terry is enraged as Ruth enters the room, alive and well, and throws her glass at a mirror mirroring the actual Ruth's picture. Stevenson went to Ruth on a whim and found her in agony rather than dead. He then fabricated the phone conversation to capture Terry, who was jailed. Scott and Ruth may look forward to their future together. Now let's hear what the critics thought. This intriguing psychological drama highlights a great performance by Olivia de Havilland, so deliberate and nuanced that each girl becomes a clear-cut personality early in the picture. Josephine O'Neill commented in Australia's Daily Telegraph on February 9, 1947. My opinion on this one is it's in the middle. I love these film noirs, but I really have Olivia de Havilland on a pedestal. And this movie didn't quite do it for me and the level that some of the other film noirs have. I'm sorry, guys. Don't throw tomatoes at me. What did you all think? It is definitely worth a watch, and it did have great twists and turns. Let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you for tuning in.